Next up is Natalie Briggs with Qorius2D.
Hi everyone, I'm Natalie Briggs from Qorius2D. We produce specially engineered microscope slides for chemical and biological diagnostics. So when a person's ill, they might go to the hospital and meet with a doctor who will look at their symptoms, perform some tests, and eventually come to a best guess diagnosis of what's wrong with this person. Well, there's another way to identify things like illnesses, albeit a lesser known way, and this is through the use of optical detection. Optical detection can take out the guesswork of diagnosis, leading to rapid and precise identification of illnesses. This type of technique allows us to go from looking at symptoms to performing a simple test and arriving at a definitive diagnosis. But the reason why this technique is lesser known is because it often gives signals for viruses and molecules that are too weak to use. Scientists have developed a way around this problem through the use of something called surface-enhanced Raman spectroscopy, where a specially engineered microscope slide is used to amplify the signals or signatures of these viruses and molecules. Through this optical technique, unique fingerprints for different viruses and compounds can be detected. So this technology has been very promising. However, it's been the technology of the future since 1973. And the reason for this has to do with the types of engineered microscope slides that are available today. So slides that are on the market right now are actually highly non-uniform in their surfaces, and as a result give weak or blurry fingerprints for things like viruses and molecules. At Qorius2D, we've developed a specially engineered slide that is highly uniform over its surface and gives amplified and stronger signals, leading to confident and precise fingerprints for things like viruses and molecules. This enables rapid detection with improved confidence and reliability. Our product is superior to those that are currently on the market today, giving high sensitivity, repeatable results, and even biocompatibility. The market for SIRS technology, or these types of microscope slides, is over $500 million and is projected to continue to increase. Even with the poor performance of these types of slides that are on the market today, over 350,000 individual microscope slides are sold each year. We believe that given the performance of our substrates or microscope slides, we can increase this number and expand the global market for this type of technology. We currently have a patent pending for the life sciences application of our microscope slides. However, with little to no change to our current product, we can expand into additional industries, including chemical detection, plasmonics, and quantum technologies. I'm Natalie Briggs from Qorius2D. We produce specially engineered microscope slides, bringing the technology of the future to today. Thank you very much.
So Natalie, you have two claims of response time and precision. Do you have any data quantifying those benefits?
So we have, the big problem with these existing products today is, like I said, they're non-uniform. So what this means is when you deposit something onto the microscope slide and look for the species that you've deposited, you have to sort of hunt around on the slide itself. So the benefit of ours is that we have this highly uniform coating that gives the response wherever you look, so you don't have to sort of dig around for the response.
So compared to the status quo, is it 20% faster, 50% faster?
I'm not sure if I have quantified how much faster it is, but for example, we did some benchmarking over the summer, and using these commercial slides, you would have to look for maybe an hour or so just digging around different spots on the slide. With our sample, you can just specially put it into the microscope and collect the signal. It takes maybe 30 seconds to do that.
You had a slide that you put a price up there for $175, if I remember, and then the other competitors were lower priced. How did you come to the, how did you come to the pricing?
So the pricing we developed based on the cost of our raw materials primarily, and the cost of performing the preparation of the slide itself.
So that's a cost-based pricing? Okay. And why do you think the market will bear that?
So I think, again, it comes back to the poor performance of what exists today. So we've been speaking with spectroscopy companies about this type of market, and a lot of these companies don't carry these types of slides just because they perform so poorly. So right now we're working with some spectroscopy companies to help us validate our technology, which we could then provide to them to sell as consumable products that could make their equipment perform better.
And if that's a cost-based pricing, what is your cost?
The cost of producing a single slide, right now with our current process, it's about $70. We have a plan to scale up our process that would bring this down to about $15.
1.5.
1.5, yes.
1.5. Mm-hmm.
Who do you see as your primary customer?
We see initially our primary customers being these spectroscopy companies. Additionally, as we start out, we would like to sell to researchers to help us further validate the performance of the slides.
So Natalie, what's your business development strategy? Are you looking to license this to existing slide companies, or are you looking at creating a company that will make and sell and distribute slides?
Currently, we are looking to form our own company to produce the slides and then sell these slides to spectroscopy companies.
So just as a follow-up to that, you're a team of 2 right now.
Yes.
So talk to me about how you'll expand your team. What are the biggest gaps right now?
So we're currently looking for business advisors to bring onto our team. Of course, we're both scientists right now, so we are actively seeking additional members to help us specifically learn and address things like how do we get into this spectroscopy market, and specifically for these biological applications. So this is something that we're actively pursuing.
Have you filed your patent?
Yeah, the provisional patent application has been filed.
Do you have any sense of where, I mean, there must be other research going on in this area. This, as you said, this is sort of a promise of a long time.
Mm-hmm.
What makes it so that you've established yourself in a unique position that other people aren't making?
So our advantage comes back to the way that we prepare these materials. So before now, there have been very standard ways to deposit these coatings on material surfaces. We've developed a really unique way to coat these slides, and that's where our advantage comes from, and nobody else is using this type of deposition method.
And that's where the IP is in the form of patents and the slide preparation, or is that trade secrets?
Some of the slide preparation is included in the patent application.
So you identified several different additional market segments. Have you prioritized, though? Have you done any customer discovery to see, which ones are lower hanging fruit than others?
So I believe that just translation to the chemical detection will be the most immediate transition. We do have some work looking at these additional markets, especially working with the defense industry, but that's further out.
And that was our final question.
Thank you, Natalie.